Wessex Ways, episode
Who knows?
N, Series X, somewhere. Welcome, everyone. It's myself, Heddy Thorne, and
Paul Whitewick. We're cateless.
we are cateless, unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, but
Aye.
she will be back. She will be back. So, we are missing man formation, unfortunately.
Man down.
Man down.
But yeah, we've got a lot to talk about in our classic, usual Wessex Ways style, I guess.
We do. We have a lot going on in Wessex. So for those that are new, Wessex we just call it the south of England. We cover everything and anything from Kent to Cornwall, and dealing with history and paths and stuff.
landscapes, you name it,
and
anything.
people as well.
Stuff that falls on our net.
Also in the episode that I was absent for last, it seems trains.
Yeah, this is the trouble with you being absent, Heddy.
okay.
Right? It's your own
I see
doing.
that I leave for a couple of episodes due to work.
You could leave for 10 minutes, go to the toilet,
The whole
and trains
thing,
will creep in.
you revert to treasure hunt and trains. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, I enjoyed those episodes anyway. But I'm not interested in anything that does less than 500 miles an hour. So
Yeah, fair play.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Cool. So fantastic. So what was your latest video you had out?
Well, by the time this podcast comes out, I'm going to say this Sunday's video, but everyone would have hopefully seen it. It's on, our mutual friends at Cholderton, the Bluestone.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Clifford and Co. A bluestone turned up. Not the bluestone they're expecting, but it's a stone and it's blue. I haven't given you a preview yet. You're welcome to a preview.
No, I'm blissfully unaware of
It's currently set as unlisted, but as the time this goes live, the latest video will be something clickbaited, obviously, because welcome to Paul Whitewick. It's something like, we found a bluestone.
We found a bluestone.
Yeah.
Everything we knew about bluestones was wrong.
It's not true.
It's not true.
Someone typed out in the comments. Someone says, I'm channeling my inner Paul Whitewick.
Right.
Everything you knew about Stonehenge is wrong. And I said, beautiful.
So for non-bluestone experts, and I'm including myself in this,
Yeah.
what are they? I know that there's some at Stonehenge.
Yeah, well, very briefly, there's three types of stone at Stonehenge. You've got the big, massive sarsens.
Yes.
That we all know and love as we drive by. Inside that, you've got like one or two circles, let's call them, of bluestones, which are much smaller.
Isn't there an altar stone? Is that?
Yeah, that's the third type.
Okay.
So the big sarsens, they come from the Westwoods.
Yep.
Only 20 miles away. I say only. That's quite a haul.
Yeah.
The bluestones bizarrely come from South Wales, Preseli Mountains.
Yep.
Which is like 130 miles. I know you know better than me. Right at the end of South Wales, not the end, but nearly the end.
Yeah.
Like St David's, but this way about
Sort of
20 miles.
Carmarthenshire and Pembroke.
Yeah,
sort of,
exactly. Yeah. That's where the bluestones come from. They're probably only like 1 to 5 tons, but still 1 to 5 tons. Let's think of a human size. Right, quarried. We know the exact quarry they came from because there's bits where they're quarried from. You can tell. 130 miles. That's the smaller ones. And then you've got, as you said, the altar stone, which is one stone in the middle, sort of recumbent, buried. That came from somewhere in the Orcadian Basin, which is proper northern Scotland. Not Orkney, but could be northern Scotland or could be Shetland Isles, which is insane.
It's not high up logistical convenience probably wasn't high up their list.
No, isn't that mad though?
No.
Isn't that absolutely mad? One stone from Stonehenge comes from northern Scotland. For context of people that don't live in the UK, that's over 400 miles away. And general consensus, not necessarily correct, but general consensus is it didn't come by sea.
Right.
Because the idea is, Headley, you've got a really important thing you do not want to lose. You're not going to stick on a boat, right?
No.
You're going to go, okay, lads, don't mind if we take a few generations.
Yeah.
But we're gonna handball this one.
So is in the absence of DHL and UPS, so on and so forth. What would have been the transportation method for something that heavy? Do we know?
No, we don't know for certain. But there's plenty of like experimental archaeologists which have like stuck on lots of logs.
And then take one out the front, put it at the back.
Take one out, keep going.
Other way around, rather. Yeah.
But there's also a lot of general consensus that says this didn't just go in one hit. This would stop there for a generation or two. Then it would move on another generation or two. But who knows? Because these are the sort of things that I'd love to know one day. We will never know. But the only reason they know that is because years and years ago, somebody chipped a bit off of this and ended up in a shop in Whitby. And because English heritage will not let you touch the stones in any way. Even to do any, if you, let's say you are, I don't know, University College London, Mr. Headley at University College, you want to do some spectral analysis. Nope. You're not touching it. So the only time anyone gets any opportunity to do some science on the stones is when some bits are found from the 30s, 40s and 50s, including the West Woods
knowledge.
that came from somebody that had a core that they forgot they had in America.
So,
Mad.
Tell me about this bluestone you found.
Essentially, the story in a nutshell is the estate owner near Cholderton, he's like 92, I think. He said, oh, by the way, we had a couple of bluestones here when I was a kid. I think we threw them in the hedge over there. And of course, literally, that was the conversation that was had.
Wow.
Literally, two bluestones, good size. We just chucked them in the hedge over there. I don't think chucking literally is the right word, but they moved them in the hedge. And it's taken 2 years, but they finally found a bluestone. I don't think it's a bluestone they're expecting to find because it's not. You can just look at it and Headley would go, no, that isn't the Stonehenge chemistry. But it's like a sandstone. It only comes from 2 different places. So it either comes from Bristol, literally Bristol, or again South Wales, the Upper Swansea Valley. Your knowledge of Wales is quite good, Headley. So I think Swansea, the valley above Swansea is called the Upper Valley. There's only 2. So there's only 2 places. It's blue pennant sandstone, only found in 2 very specific places.
Wow.
Upper Swansea Valley and literally Bristol, which is like the Avon Valley and Froome Valley.
It sounds in that area it's kind of altitude specific as well, because above that you've got all the red sandstone and
maybe.
stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe. But essentially they found it. Now, the analysis was by this guy called Robics, who apparently is very famous for like all things geochemistry and like he spent days looking at this stone and analysing it. Really good analysis, came up with that conclusion, and that's it. Back to you guys, basically. And it was a case of, okay, well, we made a video for them, and we said we found a bluestone, and that's it. And we said, like, go and help these people, go and give them some money, go and give your time, go and volunteer at this place. So I've been headlong in that, Handley, basically. It's been taken a week to make the video.
Busy boy.
Yeah, good fun though.
Yeah,
good fun.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, well, my videos continue to be... Well, actually, I've done a few things that may be of interest to listeners.
You're not camping now, are you? Because you know it's cold outside, Eddie.
The Saturday night.
Oh, my God.
Top of the Brecon Beacons.
Really?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
And again in January. In fact, I've got my significant birthday coming up.
Oh, you
Steady.
21.
Again,
Hey.
yes. Significant birthday. 50th coming up. And on my 40th, I had a party. We had 45 people over. And this time, for my 50th, I'm going to be camping just before Christmas on top of a mountain with 3 other people.
Wow.
Including, obviously, Mr. Warren Brand.
Obviously.
Linley's
360.
Obviously. Someone's got to provide the custard. And that's what I'm doing.
Cool.
But
so you've been doing a bit more camping since?
Yeah, I've done loads of camps and stuff like that, but nothing that would interest anyone really. But what might interest people is a couple of videos that I've made. So, in fact, specifically one about a decoy site in Oxfordshire.
I saw that.
It's interesting stuff. So I didn't quite know what a decoy site was, World War II thing. And I've mentioned it here before, but as the Luftwaffe came over the UK, from, in this case, from the south and the southeast, they had key targets. Now, one of them, Didcot, had a massive ammunition store. Really, really big, supplying a lot.
I haven't seen that video then.
Yeah. No, you haven't. I haven't released it yet.
Oh, I see what you said.
Basically, what happened was they'd send a reconnaissance aircraft ahead looking for these places, which would then drop fire on them.
Oh, I see.
And then the actual bombers would come in behind, locate the fire that had been dropped and bomb it. So these decoy sites, what they did is they made a life-size replica of every single light in these sites somewhere else.
Yeah.
Everything down to the finest detail of light coming out of an open door.
Yeah.
And so when the reconnaissance planes came over, they didn't have an exact kind of navigation. They knew the general direction. And so when they came to Didcot, obviously the actual ammunition site had all of its lights off.
Yeah.
And then 3 or 4 miles away on the downs, they had an exact replica in lights of this place.
Brilliant.
That's linked to a control room. And this isn't just Didcot. This was every major wartime infrastructure thing across basically the UK.
Yeah.
And it was all coordinated. So they'd have spotters where the aircraft would be coming over.
Yeah.
They would track the movement of these German aircraft, and then they would radio out to these control rooms, right, you turn your lights on now, you turn your lights on now. And so the control room was probably about half a mile from the site, because obviously if they're dropping bombs, you kind of don't want to be near that.
Yeah.
And it was manned by, I've forgotten how many people, but half a dozen people who live there. There's a generator on site, which is all covered over and everything, obviously. And they would control the lights.
How cool is that?
Anna Dillon and I made a film about that, because she and a few others just hosted a World War II evening in Aston Tyrrell in the village hall. Absolutely brilliant. And so there's a few other things going on there. So that film, and this is the thing, because my channel is, wild camping, I've actually now got all these films, including past episodes of Wessex Ways, to release those films basically on my channel as well, so people can see. So if you hear about an episode that had a certain feature on it that I did, then in the future they'll be on my YouTube channel.
Cool.
Headley Thorn.
Subscribe, etc. Notification bell.
So I have in front of me a few books.
We're not talking rubbish yet. We're talking water.
Do you want to do?
I don't mind.
Should we do rubbish first?
Whatever.
Let's do. I think we need to do rubbish first.
Okay.
Because that leads into water.
Yep.
Both metaphorically and physically.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does. Yeah, it's a great point. Nice segue.
Did you see how I segued that?
Yeah,
I'm
I
not going to go into why.
I like that word.
It's called segue. Again.
God.
Yes. So do you want to lead on this? Do you want to say what?
Well, you alerted me to this.
Yes.
A week or two ago, and you said, "Oh, me and Anna are going to a rubbish dump." I'm very excited. There's bad places you can take your mate.
Exotic locations.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you said that somebody's illegally dumped some rubbish, and I thought, and that happens all the time. But this wasn't just some rubbish. This was some rubbish.
This was
now,
rubbish.
everybody probably already knows about this. If you haven't, you're probably living under a shell of some kind. Nevertheless, there's this, monumental, illegal, criminally placed bunch of rubbish, estimated to be 30 foot high by 500 feet long by 40 foot wide or something.
Yeah.
And it has been going on apparently since sort of, let's say, mid-year, when a chap called Bill, who is like a local, not gamekeeper, but he's like he monitors the rivers in that area, because there's a whole fishing scene going on there. So it's his responsibility to make sure no one's poaching, doing things that people should be doing. Fine, all good. And he noticed, crikey, there's a lot of rubbish being dumped there. And he alerted the Environment Agency. He said, this doesn't appear to be right because it's next to a river, blah, 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 blah. This can't be legal, right? So they turned up. Correct me if I'm wrong at any point, Eddie, here, because you know as much as me. They turned up, but according to Bill, didn't come back. That was it. And he was like, hang on a minute, this is really important. I think this is really bad. Next to a pathway. The beauty of it from the criminal perspective is it's next to the A34, which you couldn't see it from because there's a massive hedgerow. From the other side, there's also, it's like a line of...
It's like an extended U shape of trees, isn't it? Yeah.
So you can't see it from anywhere you look, unless you're looking from above, and clearly no one was looking from above. This went on till, 2 weeks ago, perhaps. And it looks like... So I saw a video from a really good YouTube channel called Leave Curious, chap who basically does sort of nature videos, that sort of thing. Really good. And he did some drone shots of it, and one end of it looks like it's been covered now by a load of soil. So I'm guessing the criminals, before they were sort of found out, had started to cover this thing up. So, had this guy not found it, maybe they'd have got away with it, maybe they wouldn't.
Yeah.
But when you look at the rubbish... It looks like it's, let's say it's been processed, right? Like when you see some illegal fly tipping, you walk down it, you did it in one of your videos.
There's a fridge and
there's
a wheel.
There's a kid's
car seat
cycle.
Yeah.
It's all big stuff, do you know what I mean? Or some paperwork. Every bit of this, including the plastic, the paper, it's like it's been processed, like it was very small.
Okay.
And you're like, okay, so from a layman's perspective, rubbish that's already been processed means that somebody, a company of some kind has produced it to get to this point.
A company with rubbish processing facilities.
This isn't just me or you with a pair of scissors and a shredder.
No,
this is like a monumental, like 100,000 tonnes or something. So someone's done it, what you'd presume legally, they've gone through this process of making it smaller. Yeah. But I guess after that period, it's fallen down somewhere.
Well, I mean, first of all, it's a good job it was Kidlington, not Didcot, because no one might have noticed it if it was Didcot. Sorry, not what you're drinking.
You live there. You live there.
Oh, no, I just put that joke in.
You live in.
We do actually have a rubbish mountain in Didcot, and it's a hill that's growing near where the power station used to be. Oh. But it's all done, properly and everything. It's legal. But yeah, with this, I mean, I've only seen the shots from the air. We were going to go to it today.
Yeah.
But we had this event to go to. We had another event in Wantage to go to. We were a bit strapped for time.
Yeah.
And I noticed that it had been designated as a crime scene.
Yeah.
Rightly so.
Which is fair, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not going to go there, fly my drone over it.
And right so.
And to be fair, I think the smell would probably be quite deadly. I think.
Who knows?
But the one of the biggest problems is it's right by the River Cherwell.
Yeah.
Cherwell feeds into the Thames.
Yeah.
Thames is where we get all of our drinking water from, etc., so on and so forth.
Which is crazy because, I mean, at what point do you get your drinking water from the Thames? Because the Thames is, as far as I'm aware, is polluted in terms of raw sewage.
True. And looking at this fly tipping, I don't know what to call it. No. Fly tipping doesn't seem to cover it, but
illegal dump. I don't.
Even if you had 20-ton lorries turning up at the site, that would have been months and months and months.
Which it was, which it supposedly was.
Yeah, it must have been a huge operation. And why do companies, and again, I don't want to slay companies and get sued by them, so I won't...
Well, you're not naming any companies, it's just, it's a curiosity from our perspective.
No,
I don't think there's any
I'm not naming
we're definitely
any
not
companies at all.
No, because we don't know. It's not...
But if the local water company there in the Thames Valley, so the water from the Thames, not to mention any companies, surely they're monitoring stuff like this. Surely any major tributary, this isn't a little tributary, this is a fairly big tributary to the Thames. It's surely
I don't know.
It's affecting their end product. It's in their interest to
You definitely hope they would
stuff
be,
like this.
right?
Yeah.
What baffles me is if you produce waste, you have to ensure that the person you're giving, the company you're giving that waste to is a licensed waste user. You have to fill out all kinds of forms. This thing doesn't just happen without your knowledge. No. If you've got some waste from your company, you're getting rid of it, you have to be sure that where that's going is a trusted company, is a bona fide company. So at some point somewhere, someone's in a lot of trouble. Because this has obviously got there through her. It looks like household waste has just been shredded up, and it baffles me to this day of how this has happened and at what point did it fall down. And then of course, as you rightly point out, there's the authoritative side of this, like the Environment Agency, Southern Water, whoever. And again, we're not accusing them of anything. We're just saying, I wonder why this wasn't picked up sooner. I wonder why no action was taken sooner. Because this poor chap, Bill, said he's made loads of notes and he's done all this. He's not followed lorries, but he said it's easy. So why couldn't someone, from an environment agency do this? I don't know. And now it's been designated a crime scene. And why is that? Well, it's all over the news, isn't it? It's disappointing. Yeah. Really disappointing.
I think we have this assumption that every square metre of land is monitored, from a legal perspective the whole time by everyone. And something like this, I mean, this is the size of St Paul's Cathedral,
and
basically.
Also, okay, so the other thing as well, with that in mind, this guy, again, I keep quoting Bill from the video, Leave Curious. I'll put a link to the video in there so you can go and see watch a couple of clips of it. This guy said, he managed to find out who the landowner was. Yeah. And it's I'm not going to say the name of the company, but it's a holdings company. Yeah. So I went on to... I've got for my work, I've got like an Experian type thing, a credit check thing. Not Experian, but I've got a credit check. I can log in and I can look up who owns that company. Yeah. And I did that, and I found the name of a person and the address of a person that owns that company that he said bought the land. I'm not naming any of those right now because it's not my place to do so. No. But I found that within about 10 seconds. So why is it they said they've got to a dead end in finding who owns it. I'm like, guys, I found this and I pay like £9.99 a month for my business so I can check out companies that want to do business with me. It staggers me.
And the timing of it as well. So the local tips around Oxfordshire, or certainly our local tip anyway, we had an email come round was it an email? I can't remember. It might have been a leaflet. Come around, basically tell us now there's new rules. You've got to book to go to the tip. You've got to do this.
Yeah, we've had that for about 5 years now.
Well, we
got a little card. Yeah. You get a stamp.
But of course, this has come locally where I am at a time 3 days after this was discovered.
Yeah.
And of course, everyone is now pointing the finger at these issues at the tip, because people don't want to go there.
Yeah.
This is why you see it's not because people are idiots. If anyone's a fly tipper, they're the absolute brainless idiot.
Yeah.
But these brainless idiots are pushed further into doing this by financial restrictions.
I get what you're saying completely. It's a despicable crime.
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna slow down with the current regulations and what we're doing. No, it's not the way to tackle that crime. Basically, yes, man. So either way, let's draw a line under rubbish and say it's all a bit rubbish. Really,
I think we don't know enough.
No, we don't. But everything that we see from the outside looks pretty shocking. Exactly. But we would be very keen to see.
And I just kind of hope this isn't happening elsewhere. I think this we don't know, do we?
No, we don't know. No, we don't know.
But hopefully not. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of other different things. We've got the other big thing. This is the big thing we're going to talk about. I'm pointing at now.
Big thing.
This is water. It's I don't know if it's positive or negative, but I've been interested in it from a different perspective probably than you. But
do you want to talk on that now?
We could talk on that. Or should we have a hang on? No. This is a big thing.
It is a big
Let's
thing.
have one of our middle breaks.
Let's have a look.
We've got a fun thing coming up.
Tell you what, let's do a little fun thing. Shall I do my fun thing?
Yeah, let's do your thing. Yeah.
So, you know my opinion on treasure hunt, okay?
You think it's amazing.
No, I don't. I think it's terrible. And been very vocal about treasure hunt.
Yes.
I wanted to kill it. You keep bringing it back. I take an episode off.
This is very true.
Do a treasure hunt special.
We did a treasure hunt special without you.
2 treasure hunts.
Two treasure hunts.
So, I'm not going to bore people with what treasure hunt was. But what we will do instead, I've made a short 4-minute film.
Hang on, wait. Okay. What you're trying to say, Headley, is we've all mutually agreed that treasure hunt has died.
Yes.
Is that what we're saying? We made that decision purely on the basis that we're thinking this is a podcast.
Yeah.
And I keep looking at a map going, look at that, look at that, look at that. Yeah. And it's not podcast material. Don't get me wrong, I love it. Treasure
you
Hunt's
were
the
getting
best
excited about it, but I think everyone, including the listeners, mutually decided it was crap.
We've had 3 injuries from people that have hit their head on the sideboard whilst listening to our podcast.
Exactly.
We've nearly caused car accidents from people falling asleep at the wheel.
Yes.
We don't want that. We don't want that on our shoulders, Headley.
So what I've done, I've chosen a location.
All right.
And I'm going to be easy on you. Kate's not here to help.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to be stuck.
So we're operating at a lower combined IQ.
And some.
I didn't want to say anything. So what I've done is I've got a poem, about the place that I visited.
As long as you haven't written it, Headley, you've written, haven't you? You've written me a poem.
I'm bowling underarm for this, okay? This is an easy one. I'll read it to you. Very simply, you guess where it is.
Do you know why they bowled overarm?
Why do they bowl overarm?
Because females wanted to play in their big skirts and they couldn't bowl underarm. And thus, the birth of the overarm bowl. Could be a complete crap myth, Headley, I just made up. But nevertheless, a little fact of the day, I don't think it is. I was taught that in sports science. The history of sports science, history. History.
Learn that on your OnlyFans page, right? Okay, so the poem about the place that I visited the other day.
Okay.
And I do hasten to just mention in advance, I had to take 2 of my 3 little bastards along, my children, who were very disruptive in the filming, as you will see.
Summon Kate's IQ in common sense.
Yes, okay, here we go. Where long barrows lie and white chalk horses leap, a stone roof rests where ancient secrets sleep. The Saxon god who forged the hero's blade, his lonely, haunted workshop is displayed. Not found in cities nor on sandy shore, but on the Ridgeway path and Uffington's moor. The name you seek is where the smith once toiled, and silver coins were left, but never soiled. That was written by somebody called Gemini.
Wait, yeah, someone called Gemini.
Yeah. Where am I talking about, Paul?
Oh, God. West Kent Longbarrow. Jokes. I guess you're talking about Wayland Smithy.
Correct.
Hey.
So let's roll the film.
So, well guessed, I am here at Wayland Smithy, a Neolithic long barrow that I'm sure we've all heard of, just near Ashbury in Oxfordshire. So who was Wayland? Wayland was a highly skilled blacksmith from Scandinavian and German mythology, and legend has it that he was. So it looks like Wayland was a figure of vengeance. The central and most complete part of his history found in the Norse poem in a poem. It gives details of his tragic life. He was captured and cruelly hamstrung. His leg tendons were cut by a jealous king to prevent his escape and force him to work. In a gruesome act of vengeance, Wayland kills the king's sons and then escapes by forging a set of wings for himself and flying away. It all sounds like an absolute load of crap to me, but it makes a nice background story for this place, if you can hear me over the wind. So why this is called Wayland Smithy is, in later times, the Saxons associated this very, very old 5,000-year-old burial site with Wayland himself. And there's a little bit of a story that the Uffington White Horse, which is about 2 miles that way, comes here to have its hooves shot. Again, mostly crap. So Wayland Smithy was built shortly after the West Kennet Long Barrow, both of which obviously connected kind of by the Ridgeway. So it says here that the site itself was a Neolithic chambered long barrow, an ancient tomb built in about 3500 BC. But its fame comes from the later Saxon belief that I mentioned, that it was the forge of Wayland the Smith. So there is a legend here that states if a traveller's horse lost a shoe whilst on the Ridgeway, number one, the traveller should bring the horse to this chamber. Number two, they might leave the horse tied up overnight along with a silver coin, obviously the payment, on the central capstone of the tomb itself. Upon returning in daybreak, the traveller would find the horse shod and the silver coin gone. Sounds very much unlike the mechanic that I'm using at the moment. So Wayland Smithy was a 2-phase construction, and obviously what we see here is the second one. Forgive my children. Stones at the front are orthostats. There used to be 6 of them, it's thought. There's now 4 lining the entrance. And these stones were for kind of ritual appearances. They're very impressive, they're quite imposing. And of course Wayland Smithy was built on kind of the edge of the hill. So we're near the Ridgeway, but it probably would have been visible that way without these trees. And the stones down the side are the curbstones. They were used as a revet to keep the earth in, or at least demark where the boundary of the tomb finished. Wayland Smithy, it's easy to get to be honest with you. You can drive up the hill just to the east between here and White Horse Hill, and it's a short walk. It took us less than 10 minutes to get here. Or you can park down the Ridgeway to the west above Ashbury, which is a nice pleasant walk in as well. So it's easy to get to. I wouldn't say it's wheelchair accessible, but yeah, it's a beautiful place to come, and it's just got this kind of, as Tweedy used to call it, an atavistic feeling about it. You know that when your ancestors were here, they had the same feelings, the same emotions that you get from being here yourself today. So that's about it from Wayland Smithy. It's very windy here, so back to the studio, and I was thinking, oh, you've got the camera! I've got the camera! I've got the camera! Get behind the camera!
Sorry about my. I do have problems with my kids.
Well, don't we all, really?
It's like home is like a badly funded correctional facility, and but I did get my camera back off him.
I love your brutal honesty with the mythology. That was very
mythology. It's just,
I'm with you, Eddie.
It's the sort of things people make up to make a place even more interesting, needlessly more interesting than it already is.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder how long those sort of things. I mean, I guess a lot of that feels like it sort of came from the Saxon era, and we have all these things Devil's Ditches and Dykes
Yeah,
and blah, blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. And they all tend to carry these Saxon names. Don't they? A lot of them do, at least, don't they? Grim, etc.
But it's such a good place to visit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you've obviously been there a load of times as well. But it's also the sort of place that I like to go and just sit.
Yes,
You've always got a bit of noise with the trees in the wind,
Yes.
and it's really quite nice.
Yeah, you often do, don't you?
Yeah, and that was a windy day, but it was a nice day. It was
Yeah.
really, really nice. So yeah,
Lovely interjection, Headley. Lovely interjection.
thank you.
I'm going to do a quick fun quiz. I had done more planned, but obviously that was going to be with
bad at quizzes.
Kate as well. It's not really, well, this isn't a quiz, Headley.
Okay.
This is a silly quiz.
Okay.
The whole entire point. New feature, which will become more prominent when we've got 3 of us, because it'll be more fitting. But let's just do a little fun tester. I can't remember. It's got some fun names. What comes after? There it is. Just finding it here.
Do you want me to provide some music while he's...
Ding, ding, ding. We need some general music a few moments later. Right, so would you like to play Fact or Folly or Higher Ed or F or Lower?
Let's do Fact or Folly first.
Fact or Folly, all right?
Right.
So, now this works better with an additional person,
Yes.
as you can
yes,
imagine, but
yeah.
it's just a bit of a tester.
Okay.
Just a bit of a tester. So, would you like to do, with Fact or Folly in mind, long barrows or old routes and trackways?
Let's do long barrows.
Hetty Pegler's Tump. Is it a real
Great
long barrow or a fake long barrow?
It is a real long barrow.
Correct. Ting.
I know. It's on my to-do list.
Is it actually?
It is, yes.
See, all right. Long Meg and her daughters.
Ooh, right. So I'm just thinking out loud here. I don't think it's a southern long barrow because I think I would have heard about that. Does it ring a bell? It doesn't. So I'm going to say Folly.
True.
Oh, it's northern, isn't it?
Dorset.
Dorset.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Grey Fen Longmound.
Never heard of it. Folly.
Correct. Back in the game, Lee. Back in the game.
No, 2 out of 3.
Pinfold Tump.
No, Tump. Pinfold. There could be a village called Pinfold. Haven't heard of it, but it sounds plausible. So I'm going to say Fact.
It is a folly.
Oh, I'm so bad at these.
But the whole point is,
Yeah.
they're obscure.
Yes.
So unless
that's
you're
all.
like, you either know it or
Yeah.
you don't, don't you? Julie Berry's Grave.
Julie Berry's grave. This is a flip of a coin. I'm going to say Fact.
Correct.
I'm winning.
All right. So that's that. Do you want a quick go at Higher Ed or F or Lower?
Higher, red, or
This is another new little
well,
game.
this you've got my
Again-
intrigue. You got my
Again,
intrigue.
it's much more fun with 2 people because you
Play
can
along
bounce
at
between
home,
the
everyone.
2.
Play along at home.
Play along at home.
Yeah.
Would you like visitor numbers or elevation?
Oh, elevation.
That's
Any day.
that's what you need.
Yes, I'm good with that. Well, I think I'm probably going to be proven wrong.
Well,
but-
yeah. Didcot is
Yeah.
67 metres above sea level.
Hmm.
You probably knew that.
Yes.
But is Basingstoke higher or lower?
Well, Basingstoke is going to be. Oh, okay. So we're on the
You're in Didcot.
dip
You're
slope.
67 metres above
dip
sea
slope.
level. Is
Now,
Basingstoke
my
higher or lower?
workings here is the
but
further
workings
to
are
the
good.
coast you go, the lower it is. But we are on the dip slope. Basingstoke is on the dip slope of the Downs. I am going to say Basingstoke is lower. Really?
88 metres above sea level.
Really?
Basingstoke is 88 metres above sea level. Is
South
Cowstone
Downs.
Wellington higher or lower?
Than Didcot.
Nope, than Basingstoke. We're moving on from where Basingstoke, we're
Cowstone
88 metres.
Wellington.
Cowstone Wellington. I've tried to do some ones that neither of you or Kate, had you been here, have known.
Yeah, I don't know that. But Calstone, Wellington. I'm going to go higher than Basingstoke.
Correct, 110 metres. You're back in the
Yes.
game, Headley. You're back in the game. You're at Cowstone Wellington. You're 110 metres above sea level. Is Andover higher or lower?
Now you're on the dip slope of the Berkshire Downs. Berkshire Downs, no, the dip slope of the Hampshire Downs. So your highest hill from here to the north will be Pilot Hill, which is 260 something.
I'm loving
I'm
you
going
showing
to
your work.
say
Anthony.
Andover is lower, just slightly, than 110.
Correct. 88 metres above sea level. Same at Basingstoke, oddly. And last of all, but not least, you're in Andover, because you are.
Yeah, we are.
You're 88 metres above sea level. Actually, we're on the first floor of a building, so we might be like maybe, I don't know, 92 metres above sea level. Is Hannington Wick higher or lower?
Hannington, I think, has got a mast.
Ooh.
And you wouldn't put a mast in a low area. So I'm going to say Hannington Wick is higher than Andover.
I'm afraid it's lower, 74 metres above sea level. I mean, you can do visitor numbers as well if you want, Heady, or we can just move on. I had a few of these round because it's going to be more fun with
What
two
do you
people,
guys
but this
think?
is,
Should we do visitor number? Do you know what? This is a bit of fun before what is quite a serious topic.
That's a great point.
So
All right.
let's do visitor
we'll
numbers.
whiz through this. We're
Just
still
keep it
playing
happy.
higher red or F or lower.
Right.
The New Forest
Ooh.
had 13.5 million people visit it last year. Did the Isle of Man have more or less?
Less.
Correct. 329,613.
Yeah, there's not enough.
That
boats.
was an easy one.
That was an easy one.
That was an easy one.
That was an easy one.
The Isle of Man had 329,000 people visit last year. Did Winchester Cathedral have more or less?
More.
Correct, 365. You're on a roll here.
I'm doing
You're
this.
rocking this. If
I'm
only you were
winning.
in competition with someone else.
Yeah.
You could be giving them the middle finger and everything
I
right
see
now.
where this. We should have explained that at the start.
That's okay. That's okay.
Kate
This
versus
is like
myself.
This is like the pilot episode. Winchester Cathedral had 365,000 people visit last year. Did Salisbury Cathedral have more or less?
Salisbury had more.
Incorrect.
No.
275.
I had to queue to get into Salisbury.
Well,
And the
that was
cafe.
obviously on a busy day.
Wow.
Here's one. Salisbury Cathedral had 275,000 people last year. Did Stonehenge have more or less?
More.
Correct. 1.3 million.
Yeah. Stonehenge is always busy.
Stonehenge had 1.3 million visitors last year. Did Whipsnade Zoo have more or less?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Kate would have loved this because it's not far from our house.
Yeah, I know.
mean, it is, but it's
Whipsnade
also
Zoo.
not.
I've been there as well. Crikey.
You're at 1.3 million with Stonehenge.
This is close because you're talking Uffington numbers as well. Stonehenge, Whipsnade. The key difference here, I think, is Stonehenge is probably open. I'm going to say Whipsnade Zoo had, and it's not less, it's fewer visitors.
Correct.
Yes.
But still, in with a whopping 891,000 people. It's nearly a million.
And I think they're repainting the lion there. So
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Final one. Whipsnade had 891,000 people. Did the Bodleian Library have more or fewer, if we want to be grammatically correct?
891,000.
891,000. The Bodleian Library of Oxford, I think it's Oxford
No,
University.
it had fewer because it's not listed in the highest. Oh, no, you don't say. Really?
I've not said anything
Okay.
yet.
Oh, you just.
I'm just like hiding behind the pod.
Either that or you're holding back some wind or something like a baby. Careful the wind doesn't change. You'll stay like that.
So
Slight
Whipsnade
improvement.
Whipsnade Zoo, you got 891,000.
I'm going to say Bodleian Library is less. Fewer.
Correct, but only just. 865.
Really? That many?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was
Wow.
like, that's what I put it in, a little fun quiz. That's it, really.
That's-
Headley. That was,
I didn't dislike that.
it would be more
That's
fun
good.
with two people. That's the whole
It
point.
would
But
be,
we just,
you know,
I just,
yeah.
I've done
Yes.
this, so let's
Yes.
put that as a
Okay.
pilot.
Okay.
And if the viewers love quiz time, we're gonna stick that in. Basically,
Put it in the comments. Was that worthwhile? If you're on, obviously, a lot of you listening Spotify. In fact, the majority of people.
I mean, the answer's
are
yes.
Spotify, and
Would it be beneficial with two people?
Yes.
Would it be fun
Well,
with two
would it
people?
be beneficial? Do you want to see myself versus Kate
That's essentially what we're looking at.
on?
I mean, you can claim the win if you want, Headley, because she's not here to defend herself. You could just say it was 1-0.
No.
Tough luck, Kate. Sorry.
I'm moving rapidly
It's
on.
harsh, but
It's
fair.
harsh, but it's fair. Moving on. Do you
let's
know
talk
what
water.
SESRO stands for?
SESRO. Right.
Okay, now I'm going to put you and a few thousand people out of
Salad,
misery.
eggs.
It's the Southeast Strategic Reservoir option.
Ooh, I know a little bit about this, but not a lot.
So I haven't had a lot of time to compile this, and maybe therefore we could put it a bit more in a future episode as well. But just to cover the basics,
Let's cover the basics.
the Thames Water
Yep.
I've got plans to build a massive reservoir,
Yep.
and we're looking at about 5 times the size of Farmore Reservoir,
Quite big.
just to the west of Didcot. Now, let me give some history. This proposal has been around since I moved to Marcham, and that was, I think, 1981, just to show my age. And it was a big thing. There was a group set up against it called GARD, GARD,
Yep.
Group
Seen
Against
signs.
Reservoir Development.
Yes.
Stop the reservoir signs. And I remember those stop the reservoir signs everywhere
Yeah.
when I was young. Now,
Oh, that was a while ago then,
It
Headley.
was.
I don't want to say
It
you're
was.
just your big birthday coming up. Been going on a while then, right?
all right, sunshine. All right, youngster, Sonny Jim. We'll put that on pause for a minute. I'm going to give a little bit of a story.
Yep.
I grew up in the village of Marcham, and there was a film made called The Yellow Peril, and it was made with the youngsters of the village.
Yep.
And what happened was, the plot was that developers were going to build London's 5th airport just to the south of Marcham. And so these kids are worried, as kids do, because it could compromise the bypass they were going to build there. Clever kids back then. And so, because the airport would go where the bypass would go, basically. And Marcham is very famous for the fact it has a very busy road with lorries who are threading round these very tight bends between very old houses.
Right.
I know because I lived in one of them. And what the film entailed was, anyway, the kids had this newspaper.
Were you in this film, Headley?
I had measles, so I couldn't, but my sister was. And
Damn those measles.
they had a picture of the local church with a jumbo jet coming over it. Quite a striking image, right? Now, the thing is, a few years after this kind of jokey film was made, it's a good film. I know the editor. There was a serious proposal for London's 5th airport, Locks Airport, London Oxford, just to the south of Marcham, exactly the same place. So what you've got here is a big flat piece of land.
Yep.
And if you're looking at the centre of the south of England, it is the only big flat area of land. I think I don't know how many thousand acres it is,
Yeah.
but it's the only place you could now build brand new an airport without disrupting too many houses
Yep.
or a reservoir.
Yep.
There were rumours at the time, and I'm not saying this is true or false, that the airport proposal, which is online today, the plans are online,
Yep.
I think I might have sent them to you a while back, was basically a ruse by a large water company to make people want a reservoir instead. If you see what I mean.
Really?
Potentially. That's a rumour. I'm not saying that's the truth.
Yeah, that was the rumour that was spread at the time.
Anyway, in the last year or so, after all these decades, things have started to move.
Yeah.
There's serious proposals put forward. The reservoir is smaller than it was originally planned. So it was planned to be north and south of the GWR railway.
Yep.
The GWR railway would have gone along a causeway through the middle of it.
Wow.
That's no longer the case. It is now just to the north of
the
it,
north, yeah.
and it's shrunk again. It's still very big. I mean, by far the biggest reservoir in the south of England, full stop,
Yeah.
that I know of anyway.
Yeah.
So today, just before coming here, unfortunately I haven't done anything since then, so I've literally been talking with people from Thames Water and the GARD team about it. And so here I have the actual plans.
Southeast Strategic Reservoir Option.
Now this is too big to show on YouTube and absolutely useless on Spotify, but
Yeah.
this contains lots of very detailed maps of little bits of the reservoir. So we'll start with the actual plans. This is going to potentially start 2029 and be finished around 2040. So we're looking at 11 years. Let's face it, it will be more than that. There's a very high water table in South Oxfordshire,
Right.
and that's led to problems with flooding, new homes and stuff like that. And this whole area is prone to flooding. It is just farmland with the exception of, I think, 20 houses.
Right.
So those 20 houses will be demolished, the road will be demolished, but the rest of it is just farmland.
Yeah.
So the reservoir sits between Marcham, Abingdon, Steventon, over here the Steventon, Drayton, and you've got Grove and Wantage here.
Yeah.
Now, my first question to them was, this area is where, I think it's the Wilts and Berks Canal.
Well, I can talk about that in a minute if you want me to, because I can chip in quite a bit there.
You can.
Yes.
But high level, they say they're routing it around the west and the north.
Who's they?
Thames Water.
Oh, they've answered that question.
So that's it there. That will then drain into the Thames.
I wonder how... So they told you that today?
They told me that today.
Because I spoke with the chairman of the Wilts and Berks Canal responsible for that section, and but that was only 2 weeks ago. And he said, we haven't spoken to them yet, but we will be asking them very nicely that if this is going to go ahead, obviously we can't oppose it, we're only the Wilts and Berks Canal, we would love to be incorporated in this plan and for you to help us rebuild that section of the canal, because we're going to rebuild it. So I really do hope that what you were told is true, that they are going to do that, and they're not just giving it a bit of lip service.
So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going by what I was told, and somewhere in this book it will mention that. It's got everything in here from timelines to proposals.
But while you're finding that, so the context here then, the Wilts and Berks Canal is 51-mile abandoned canal, 51 miles, and it went from Abingdon down to Seend or thereabouts. And there's obviously 5 different groups of the Wilts and Berks Canal, and they're looking to restore it. And they've restored loads of sections, and there's hundreds of people working up and down at volunteers trying to rebuild this canal. And this reservoir will be taken over a huge section of where the canal was, abandoned locks, Ardington locks, upper, lower, and it's a beautiful place. And I went and visited there, and there's some beautiful abandoned locks. And their big concern was, my goodness me, you're just going to demolish the entire route where we're rebuilding. However, like Headley's just said, apparently they've given the assurance that they're going to help rebuild it. I hope that's true, Headley.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can't find it now just by flicking through.
But he told you that. That's great.
Yeah. So
love that to be true.
Well, let's just hold our horses on that, because I think that's part of a wider issue. So what they are doing, they've to facilitate this, you've got a very high water table, so you're having to build above. Basically, so it's an above ground reservoir.
Yeah, so you're building banks.
You're building banks around it. So probably about 20, 25 metre high banks. So you're looking about 80 feet, I guess.
Yeah.
So we're talking quite high banks, far higher than Farmore or other places like the ones near Heathrow.
Yeah.
What they're building around the outside of it is parkland. So there's going to be access roads will be turned into walkways, cycleways, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
The diagrams they showed, the pictures they showed, obviously were idyllic.
Yeah.
Okay. They know we're doing this podcast as well, by the way. So they were very nice to me. So from everything, they had a wonderful 3D video. This was slick. They'd obviously spent a lot of money on this presentation. My mind's been put at... let's go with some positives.
Yep.
So, first of all, access to the building site. So, you're looking a dozen or so years of building. That's mud, extraction. You're looking big, heavy vehicles and stuff. The main access points will be in the northeast, up near Abingdon or the Ship and Turn.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, that takes Marcham's horrible road out of the equation.
Yeah.
And in the southeast, you're looking at Grove. So, 2 big site entrances there and there. Everything is north of the railway.
Yep.
And everything is a good distance from Marcham. So you're looking Mill Lane to the south of Marcham, the River Ock down there. Yeah. The way the reservoir will be filled and maintained is a pumping station in the northeast, connecting with the Thames to the south of Abingdon at the sewage works. Not quite sure how that works. And the idea is during the wet winter months, the water will be pumped out of the swollen Thames, fill up the reservoir, and then during the summer, when the river's a bit too low, they're talking about releasing water into the river.
Yeah.
Not buying that completely.
Right.
The water is kind of an asset of theirs, and I don't see that. I also asked about evaporation, because before there have been issues with evaporation, I believe, at Farmore Reservoir, and they said, it's not a big issue, and left it
you can't
kind of
evaporation's a thing. You can't really do anything about it, can you?
No.
It's like...
It will also be load balanced with Farmore Reservoir. So they're going to build an underground pipe to the north that connects with Farmore, so the 2 reservoirs balance each other out.
Yeah.
And of course, water is pumped into Farmore Reservoir from the Thames there.
Yeah.
what it's going to supply basically is the south of England.
Yeah.
So there'll be pipes from the reservoir going south. So you're looking at places like here will benefit from it.
Yeah.
Everywhere, basically. Not sure about London. There's a bit of ambiguity there. So that's the reservoir, basically. And they've also, I believe, temporarily purchased all this land in yellow around as well. Because what they're going to do is, exactly. They're going to relocate all the wildlife, so all the lucky badgers and everything will be taken out of here, put into these areas temporarily.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
farmland,
dealt
though.
with like that. So
It's farmland, though, isn't it? All the yellow in my head is farmland. When I
all
walked
of
loads of it.
the farm I know, so the northern half of the site is owned by Manor Farm in Marcham. So that's about 1,000 acres, I believe.
Yeah.
Now, the good thing, the best thing about this, from my perspective, because I live nearby, is that if this reservoir goes ahead, it's not going to be houses.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of positives. Clearly, they are trying to placate the environmental desert that it could be by just being
so
a square literage of water that's going to reflect the sun back out of the atmosphere without...
I'm remaining agnostic on it for the time being.
Yeah, I mean...
There is a need for water in the south of
There's a need for
England.
water management, clearly. And so, if they can do as much as they possibly can to placate the environmental losses, sure.
Yeah.
And then obviously make it the surroundings look like it's very positive in terms of what they're going to do, blah, blah, blah.
I visited with a few friends this exhibition from Thames Water, and we were all in agreement that they've made it look overly idyllic.
Yeah.
It's overly idyllic. It's unrealistically idyllic. Yeah. If you look at the models and everything, I don't buy that. If you look at any other large project, housing infrastructure, it looks nothing like the prospectus.
Yeah.
We've seen that with the housing, where they promise all these lovely parks and everything, and allotments, which, especially in Didcot, just doesn't seem to materialise.
Yeah.
I'm worried this is the same. They're selling it as this one. And these videos they made were fantastic. They even had the hills correct in the background.
Yeah.
You could see Hackman Hill, Whitehorse Hill, and everything's wonderful. But it just, it looked a bit too overbaked. So that
watch the space and base. I mean, and again, to be fair to the Wilson Barks, they were kind of saying, we aren't going to change the world and get this cancelled or not. We want to be on board, and hopefully we can be part of this, and they can restore our canal and give us some help towards it. Perhaps.
So I'm going to be an old man when this is finished. But it looks like a pleasant place to be. So looking at the negatives, so let's see what GARD have to say. So this is what's actually happening now. It's a consultation response to Thames Water's submission for planning consent. So basically they're saying the costs have trebled from 2.2 to £7+ billion. The land area reserve now requires 38 square kilometres of land to meet biodiversity flood mitigation needs. They need to relocate solar farms and control land along every single watercourse. So there's questions about public access due to security and water quality issues that remain unanswered. They say Thames Water responsible for rewilding acres of land that doesn't add to nature but replaces what they're taking away. So there's all about that. They're talking about the water table potentially rising for the whole of the area by 1 metre. Because of the reservoir effect on the waterways all around. And they go on about drainage. I'm not going to go over everything. There's a lot of questions here, and they say look, it's an unprecedented size. So this proposed reservoir, even in its slightly smaller form now, will hold 150 million cubic metres of water, most of it above ground. That is 11 times the volume of Farmore Reservoir to the north. All costs will fall on the public. So Thames Water, Affinity Water and Southern Water bill payers. And so you say, okay, well, that's fine. So I said to Thames Water, what's the opportunity cost of this not being built? What happens? And they basically said, look, there's lots of different plans we have for the future to mitigate, water shortages, so on and so forth. But none of them include the lack of this reservoir. So again,
so they don't have, what you're saying is they don't have contingency.
There doesn't appear to be.
So they have to build this, is what they're saying.
So Group Against Reservoir Development, GARD, have come back and said, right, okay, so the acceptable alternatives, Thames Water continues to develop the Severn Thames transfer plan. So transferring from the Severn, which is, got probably the biggest tide in the world sort of thing, which would be quicker, cheaper, more drought resilient and ecologically sustainable. And then a smaller reservoir also sited off Zone 3 floodplain, not quite sure where that is, would not threaten communities in the same way, nor would it destroy the floodplain. So there's a lot of stuff from GARD. There is an awful lot of stuff from Thames Water. I haven't been through it all, so disclaimer to Thames Water. If I've said something that's wrong, put it in the comments. So none of what I've said is gospel. I'm literally seeing this material for the first time.
Yeah, we'll put the website of both.
Yeah, we'll put the website of both in the comments below. But yeah, we've got big glossy plans of everything here. And again, this is kind of hot off the press for me. So you've got sort of diagrams of the banks and everything. And that is the reservoir proposal. Yeah. So I remain agnostic. Talking to people in Marcham today, there were people for it, people against it.
Yeah.
One of the arguments for it is that at the moment it is just farmland. And almost completely just farmland.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of woodland.
There are some significantly big fields in there.
There's big fields, there's no elevation.
Yeah,
when I was young, we used to watch the stubble burning there, which was great fun. But it is just, I think it's 2 or 3 farms. So it's not really destroying anything that's there of current benefit to the public other than growing stuff. But it is a massive operation. And I would also say, because of what they're showing here, and now I know how big this is, how do I put this nicely without getting sued? They haven't had a great track record in leaks, and they haven't got a great financial base.
Look at the percentages of water loss from leaks. It doesn't take a... Yeah.
So it's, there seems to be a lot being put into this. And then you sort of question, well, what about existing infrastructure?
Yeah, I mean, if you took that figure of 7 billion, I think you said, and you put that into maintaining the infrastructure that we've already got, or repairing the infrastructure we've already got, well, that's going to go a long way, surely.
Yeah. So that's the SESRO, and that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Have we got anything to wrap up with?
Not really. No, I think that's about it from me. Anyway, we've been going on for about an hour now. Anyway.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Stick some comments below. And give us your feedback and your thoughts on...
What do you think about the reservoir?
Yep.
What do you think about the fly tipping? Who's to blame? Who's going to clear it up? What do you think about Wayland Smithy as well? Do put the comments below. And please share the podcast as well. We like doing these.
Yeah. And we'll see you this time in the next episode.
Yes. Cheers.